Hey guys, James here from TCG University. Come back at you with another deck profile. Today I'm going to be showing you my Midoriya deck. I had a lot of fun building this deck. You have to check out the Campus Championship to see how it did. I really like Midoriya as a character. I feel like the attacks in the meta are just lacking, but I did the best I could in building like a very good looking deck. I think there's a couple things I'll discuss in like more of like the middle of the deck profile on like cards I think I should have been playing, but let's get into that first, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, guys, Midoriya is a 6-hand size 28 vitality character with good life and order. He has two abilities that are only playable once per turn: enhanced name and attack zone, the high, mid, or low. And then if your opponent's next attack is the named zone, it gets minus 10 damage. And then enhance, discard your entire hand. Your punch attack gets plus 10 damage. Basically, he plays very hard punch attacks at the end of a string, and then if he can guess what his opponent's about to play next, takes almost no damage from an attack. The most difficult part to play around is the fact that he has the effect that his ability says discard your entire hand, which means your opponent knows you're putting everything into one attack. Along with it has to be a punch attack, which kind of limits your options on things. Then the enhance is only limited to the next attack, so you have to really know what your opponent's about to play. So let's put you off screen because I won't really need you for anything. Okay, so the first attack we're playing is Iron Knuckle. We are playing Iron Knuckle for the purpose of making sure that we just have solid attacks. It's a punch 4 mid for 4 high for 4. It has a stack that says if it's blocked, we seal their blocks. So we don't have to worry about things like stop. We don't have to worry about things that would just necessarily hurt us. So we just don't have to worry about that. So it's just a solid 4/4 that says it gets 1/1 for each attack. Man, for each character in our staging area. So it's going to get 1/1 automatically. So it's a solid 5 high for 5 on a regular basis. And then if we want, we can give it 10 damage at some point if we ever attack with this. It also has a 1 high block. It's just a nice solid stat card all the way around. That just is a good lead-in attack. I guess the glare is just killing me. I'm going to try and fix this glare one of these days, guys. Don't you worry. Okay, next we have for Midoriya Strike. Midoriya Strike is a 4 high for 4 as well. Punch, of course. Enhance, your opponent commits 1 foundation for each punch attack in your card pool. This just is a good support card. You have to have other cards that lead into this, which would be our Iron Knuckle, good lead-off attacks. That lead into this, that commits your opponent's staging area to then lead into our bigger attacks where we put our all into Midoriya. One of the other lead-in attacks we get to play is Velocity Hammer. This one I talked about next because the next cards are more straightly influenced by this card. It's a 4 low for 4. Enhance, add 1 foundation from your staging area to your momentum. This just says we fuel the next cards and that I'm about to show you. Has a 3 high block. The other one had a 2 mid. Then we had a 1 high. We have a nice spread of what our blocks are for our deck. As well as they're all pretty low difficulty, we don't have to worry about super high diffs. We're about to get to the high diffs, but the deck still needs something. The next card we're going to talk about is, I guess we'll continue with Midoriya stuff, is 5% Detroit Smash. It is a 5 high for 5, 3 high block. Enhance, discard momentum, which we gained with Velocity Hammer or attacking earlier. This attack gets plus 5 speed, only playable if its damage is 10 or greater. This just says that if we do use Midoriya, we make this a 15 damage attack, and then we give it 5 speed, and then we use our other things to make it faster or stronger. And it just means this is our final like big punch that we're going in. This is one of our like this is like our kill card. This is like we get to our cool combo turn, and then bop. That's the main purpose of that card. This is more of either a lead-off a card or a setup card. We have Fusion Soul Fist. It is a 6 diff, so it's not as easy to play. That's why I'm saying it's like a lead-off or a setup. Your turn is either Velocity Hammer, get your momentum, end of Soul Fist, do the cool thing to draw 2, gain 2, draw to kind of pick up your hand, get into something else, or make your opponent deal with this and then play our big attack. So go 4, 6, 5, Like the difficulty curve on how this one interacts is not as easy as other ones. Put this here. But it still serves its purpose by gaining 2 and by drawing us more cards. It's a 6 min for 7, 6 different, like I said earlier. Fury, Punch, Range, Desperation 4. It's just discard momentum. If its speed is greater than printed, draw 2, gain 2. It's super strong ability. So now what we have to get into is we're giving damage. How do we get our speed? Speed was one of the main issues when building this deck. I missed one set of cards I think I should have been playing, which would be English Aristocrat. English Aristocrat was one of the only cards I didn't play. I think I should have played it mainly for the purpose of everything that is a Midoriya card has 2 or less keywords, so it could have worked with them. So in the future, I'm going to look into that. But other than that, we're playing a bunch of, in my opinion, very good speed buffs for this deck. We are playing 4 Note Taking. Note Taking is just enhance flip. Your punch attack gets +3 speed. Has a solid 2 low block, so it covers our low zones, as well as it just gives our attack speed, which is what we really need for our deck. We have 4 Early Awakening. Our channel has had a small awakening with this card of just everyone wanting to play it. This deck just needs a lot of speed buff, and getting the option add remove 1 to add 3 in and then give 3 speed each is very nice for our deck. And then the card that I really like, I thought I had 4 on my list, but I might have cut one because it has no block. Youthful Enthusiasm. The first hand says you can commit it if you're at max vitality, draw a card. And then the other ability is a static that says if it's ever discarded from your hand, the attack gets +2 or -2 speed. This just says that we don't have to worry about wasting cards in our hand. If we ever draw extras of these, we can just get rid of them and give free speed to our attack that's getting 10 damage, which is very nice. One of the other solutions to doing Midoriya's ability is drawing cards. So one of the things I went around is drawing cards. So this one doesn't exactly help us, but it leads us into having more options to use for our turn. It's just first form, draw a card, maybe draw 2 if our opponent wants to gain a momentum. But being a 7-hander is very nice. Then this one's the good one. If we have no cards in hand, we draw 2 cards. If we have cards in hand, we just draw 1. Passing the torch, of course. It's a super good card. Comes out of the demo deck as well. This deck is going to be super cheap because I can't price anything. Double Dark Tournament Looms. Add a momentum back. Draw a card. This either can be a setup card. We play our attack. Use Velocity Hammer to add it because we had to flip it or something. Add it back to our hand. Draw an extra card. Build more cards. Or just add attacks back to our hand and kill them. Just having more cards in hand is very nice. Double Templar. It's block, draw 2, gain 2. Pretty good, pretty simple. 2 Revoke. We're on to the defense of the deck now. 2 Revoke. Where it's, I'm going to move this here. Yeah. 2 Revoke. It's it cancels and enhance and lets us build really easily. It's only a 0 diff, so we don't have to worry about high cost actions either, which is pretty nice. We have 1 Swordfish. Basically aborts an attack. Add this momentum. Add one of your opponents. Add this attack to its owner's momentum, which is really nice. 1 Black Bear. I mainly had this in the deck to get rid of Speed Hate, or if we check bad. The most optimal play is if we check bad, but it's mainly in here in case we need to get rid of Speed Hate, Bakery, Poster Girl, stuff like that. We have 1 Omega Sword and Elk Shield. This is just a block with. Really solid card. Just to make sure our opponent either commits down by us committing a couple extra cards if we need to, or just to make sure we block those big attacks because we didn't guess right with Midoriya's ability. Then we're on to our speed hate of the deck. There's not a lot. I wish I was playing more. 1 Flambear. This can give us speed, but I use it more as defense. Because you drop your hand, you don't get to have many options. So you need to make sure the one time you do get to do stuff, you need to be able to block it. It's a 0/5/1 mid block. This is Breaker 1. It's an asset. Enhance this high, enhance this mid, enhance this low. Gets +1 or -1 damage. Which is really good. Really strong card. 1 Generous Gambler. Destroy our face downs for +2 or -2 speed. Again, we can either use this offensively or defensively. But the main purpose of this card was to use it defensively. 1 Haunted by Lost. Destroy a committed foundation. This attack gets -2 speed. Nice solid spam that gives us speed hate. Double Bakery Poster Girl. Destroy play while committed. If our opponents play 3 or more, enhances this combat phase. Drop their speed to 0. It makes sure that we are going to confirm block something, which is really nice. We mess around with speed both offensively and defensively. So confronting Jetta plus X or minus X equal to the difference between their printed and their current speed. Really solid card. We are trying to block once and make sure they don't attack us. So Keiko's Aid. Keiko's Aid just says flip after we block an attack. Their next attack gets +2 difficulty, which is pretty good. It's like a breaker 2 that only affects their attacks. Then we have one Last of His Kind. This is the last card of purely defensive cards. Last of His Kind is a 2/5/2 low block unique foundation that says enhance lose 2 vitality. This attack gets -4 damage. This just says when we do dump our hand and we don't have any draw cards that we just kind of try to live. Just pay 2 for -4, pay 2 for -4. Just making sure that we hopefully can live. You know, sometimes you just want to try to live. Now we're on to the utility cards. There's not a lot. There's 5 of them, or 3 batches total. 2 Hunt for Spiders and Dragons. Basically, we use this card to try and flip Speed Hate so we don't have to deal with it. Play an attack, play this, flip to Speed Hate. If we end up building it, we can either gain 2 or draw 2 on a damage, but that's not the main part of that card. 2 Ominous Prophecy. Mainly used to get rid of cards like Owl Shield, there's Swordfish, stuff that just causes us problems. Just get rid of those. And then 1 As Well As Low Doll. Our ability, playable once per turn, is discard our entire hand, and if our opponent has the ability to negate it, we're kind of screwed. So just being able to negate that negate is pretty nice. Hey guys, thanks again for checking out the profile. If you liked my Midoriya deck, let me know down below. If you want to support us, go to patreon.com/TCG University. You can get us at the $1 level on that tier level. And then if you do, it's like 25 cents a week basically. But you get access to most of our videos live. I keep trying to say all because I don't do some of these live. Most of our videos live. You get access to all of them a week early. If you don't have a chance to, don't worry. Like they'll all be available a week later on YouTube. You get access to our personal Discord if you do. Where you can talk to us about our decks. You can talk about us about future videos. We ask questions a lot. We like to try to interact the best we can if we have free time. So come hang out with us on there. If you want to catch the Campus Championships live, every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Central, you can get to watch those live. Those are live for everybody, I believe. Man, I do not remember. But so make sure to check that out. And as always, guys, stay learned.